This is truly a great day, for what you see before you is the future of the Long Beach Fire Department. Today, recruits receive their badges and join the ranks of the men and women of the Long Beach Fire Department. With that in mind, the recruits from both classes will now merge into one team, our team, as we proceed forward. Now what stands before you is one team with one mission to protect and save the lives and property and the environment on behalf of the city of Long Beach. Rubusa, if you will.
It's my honor to have you join us here today on what is historic for us, given the size of this class. Before I start, I'd like to introduce some of our dignitaries that are here in the audience with us today. And I'll go in no specific order, but first and foremost, I'd like to recognize our city manager for the city of Long Beach, Mr. Pat West. And our interim deputy city manager, Anitra Dempsey. Also joining us today are our city attorney, Charlie Parkin, and the council member for the 4th Council District, which is right here at this training center, Council Member Daryl Super. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to all of our retirees, all of our former chiefs, all of our community advocates, activists that are out there that support the fire department on a daily basis, and we appreciate your being here. But most importantly, I want to thank somebody who's here today that is perhaps the best partner that we have in Long Beach in public safety, and that's Chief Robert Luna from the Long Beach Police Department and the members of his command staff. On behalf of the entire command staff and the men and women of the Long Beach Fire Department, I want to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of Recruit Class 2017A and B. We could not be prouder to welcome these men and women to the ranks of the Long Beach Fire Department. This has been a long, tough road for our recruits. The Academy has proven to be physically exhausting, mentally challenging, and the constant goal of developing new skills has taxed them to the core. But despite that, these 39 recruits rose to the challenge and have been transformed into some of the best trained, well-equipped, and most proficient firefighters in the United States of America. I want to take a moment to recognize Director of Training Battalion Chief Jim Underwood and the entire training cadre for their work in preparing these new firefighters for their careers. In addition, our EMS staff, Joanne Dolan, Don Garrity, Brenda Sadler, are to be commended for having done an excellent job, and their dedication to our recruits is evident. Finally, our training staff have done wonderful work on documenting the progress of our recruits through video, and in our training office, Harsha Moses has kept everybody on track.
This 1924 Aaron's Fox apparatus was actually in service for many years as a frontline apparatus at Fire Station 4 in Belmont Heights. The Long Beach Fire Department's mission is to protect lives, property, and the environment, and improve the quality of life and safety for the community. To carry out this mission, today's firefighters require more than firefighting skills. They require medical expertise, and success hinges on the collective efforts of all the individual parts of the team. As we launch the careers of these newest firefighters, they will be equipped with some of the latest state-of-the-art equipment. As Engine 10 rolls by, one of our busiest engine companies in the city, you can clearly see the evolution of firefighting and our equipment. This is a 2016 KME apparatus currently in our fleet inventory at Fire Station 17. As we have seen from tragedy around the nation, such as New York, New Orleans, and San Bernardino, and in places such as Manchester and Paris, we in the fire service now find ourselves preparing for all risk environments. And as such, firefighters must firmly understand weapons of mass destruction, urban search and rescue, hazardous materials, and how to respond to natural disasters such as earthquakes, tsunamis, wind events, and floods. They must be ready for anything at a moment's notice. As the motto on our patches states, Semper Pres, which means always ready, It refers to the constant state of operational readiness that our citizens can expect from the men and women of the Long Beach Fire Department. With the 15 weeks of training they possess, your recruits would like to show you a small part of what they've learned. The simplest ladders are the single-person ladders. Here we see recruits Behrens and Montgomery on the lead 24-foot ladders, and both recruits are placing the 24-foot extension ladder up to the second floor balcony. Recruits are tested regularly throughout the academy on ladder terminology, commands, and their ability to select the correct ladder for the task at hand. The 24-foot extension ladder is the workhorse of the single-person ladders. The recruits have spent over 30 individual hours training with an instructor with a variety of roof, straight, and extension ladders. We teach coordination, body mechanics, and balance one-on-one with instructors and students and emphasize ladder safety. But fire departments require teamwork. We progress to 2- and 3-person ladders to teach this teamwork. And at the end of the academy, we have single individuals and build them into a team and as demonstrated by the 35-foot extension ladder. The 35-foot extension ladder has multi-purposes, but primarily for rescue and access to multi-story buildings, which are prevalent in Long Beach. In the academy, we drill the use of these ladders extensively. Today we have recruits Bailey and Sanford on the lead 35, recruits Guardian and Wilkerson on the second ladder, and recruits Ineko and Martin on the third ladder, all demonstrating an orchestrated approach and simultaneous efforts and proper placement for potential rescue efforts. All recruits must have full confidence in their teammates who are footing and balancing the ladder. As is the case in the fire service, each person has a vital role in the overall success of the evolution. Each recruit has had the opportunity to experience every position on this evolution and understands how important their individual task is to climb the ladder. Nice job. Because skills like rappelling are an individual effort. Confidence in our equipment because our lives are sometimes hanging from it. And once again, confidence in our team because the exercises involve many people in the setup of anchor points and handling of safety lines. Reliance on each other is key in any rescue situation. Firefighters face the challenge of maintaining the vastness of critical skills needed to do their job of saving lives, especially in high-risk, low-frequency events such as high-angle rope rescue operations. Recruit Pipes and Recruit Harris are displaying some of the skills and confidence that each of the recruits of 2017 A and B have learned during this academy. Again, staying in sync and working in unison is very important. This rappel operation is part of the rescue system segment for the academy and is part of the ropes and knots curriculum. In transportation emergencies, from aircraft to trains, passenger and freight, and from large trucks down to the many different types of automobiles, we have to maintain a firm knowledge of the various types of initial impact and supplemental restraint systems, vehicle construction, and alternative fuel sources to ensure we can effectively and safely effect a rescue and ensure the safety of the public. A traffic accident on the freeway with reported traffic victims is one of the most dangerous calls we respond to due to the speed and unpredictable nature of passing vehicles at high speeds. Here we see recruit Bechtold and Wu stabilizing a vehicle on its side. They must work together to maintain the position of the vehicle to prevent further injury to our patients and provide a safe area for the rescues to perform their rescue efforts. The recruits have had many opportunities to hone their skills in a variety of vehicle orientations. For example, on the roof, under another vehicle, on top of another vehicle, and on their sides, such as this vehicle. If firefighters are using the jaws of life, it's because the car has been severely damaged and there are victims trapped inside. Here we have recruits Chapman, Lupinetti, McClanahan, and Giovanetti gaining access to their patients by removing the vehicle's door and roof. Our paramedics will then provide aggressive life-saving interventions to sustain the victim during disentanglement. Finally, we will carefully extricate the patient from the vehicle. To give the recruits the perception needed as a rescuer during training, they act as live patients. This is so they understand what their potential victims will feel like and hear during the extrication process. Our recruits in both classes received over 15 hours of auto-extrication training. In essence, each recruit completely demolished 3 complete vehicles during the academy. Serious vehicle accidents require not only extricating the victim, but aggressive treatment of the victim's injuries and transporting them to the local area emergency department or trauma center. It is imperative that we extricate the victims and transport them within the golden hour, which is the time frame for greatest likelihood of recovery. Today we have recruits Perez and Crohier providing the necessary treatment and transport of our patient to one of the local trauma centers. During the academy, we developed the recruits' individual skills and knowledge with a variety of pneumatic, electric, hydraulic, and manually powered tools and equipment. As the individual grows, they are able at the end of the academy to perform a difficult evolution like the one you see here today. The competency we gain in our extrication skills can only be obtained by the great relationship that we have with the main sales division of fleet services and corridor recycling. It provided us with over 120 vehicles for this academy and continually provide vehicles throughout the year for training. We would like to acknowledge and thank them for the continued support and services. If you take a look around, there are more than 25 different training crops at this training center. In order to meet the expectations of our customers, firefighters must put in countless hours of training. In the last 5 months, your fire department has logged over 32,000 hours of training. We strive to make our training relative, realistic, and up-to-date on the many changes in technology. As our next fire has been ignited. Take notice of the multiple tasks involved as we begin this next evolution in the simulated commercial structure fire. The truck company forms a team that is responsible for vertical ventilation of the roof and forced entry of the overhead rolling steel door. Aggressive vertical ventilation provides an upward path for heat and smoke, making the interior of this structure accessible for firefighters and greatly increasing the chances of survival for anyone trapped inside. The forced entry team of recruits Grushenko and Herring will cut open the steel door to gain access for the fire attack team. Forcible entry also allows for forcible exit should interior conditions deteriorate rapidly. Simultaneously, recruits Delamar and Crouch come out of the structure and ventilate the roof. As these two operations take place, the entry company with recruits Duran, Kernodle, Musa, and Flores on board are preparing to make an aggressive attack on this fire. We teach each of these tasks as individual events, but as the Academy continues, we stress the teamwork and timing necessary for an evolution of this type to be successful. We start our interior fire training with below-grade basement exercise where the recruits gain confidence in extremely low visibility environments using their personal protective equipment. We then move to interior and exterior fire situations and other related activities until we are performing complex fires like the one you see here. These recruits came to us in great physical shape, and most will leave here in the best shape of their lives. Physical fitness is the mainstay of being a firefighter. The work you see being done here is not easy. The physical fitness regimen for many of our firefighters mimics that of a professional athlete. Speaking of that, we have 4 NCAA Division I athletes graduating with us today. 2 former professional athletes and 9 military veterans graduating today. Notice how careful coordination of these events brings the emergency to successful conclusion. There is no other call more challenging to operations on the fire ground than a Mayday call. The unthinkable moment when a firefighter's personal safety is in imminent danger. The Long Beach Fire Department recruits receive 24 hours of the most comprehensive survival skills and Mayday prevention program currently available. Firefighters must be trained to help themselves whenever necessary should fire conditions deteriorate rapidly. Bring your attention to the south side of the tower as recruit Fanning demonstrates the window hanging technique. Let's take all of the skills they have learned to put them together to bring their tools and equipment above ground to extinguish this fire. On the truck, we have recruits Ludwig, Ma, Williams, and Montgomery. On engine 524, we have recruits Yang, Martinez, Barnes, and Rugen. Toward the end of the academy, we have finally brought the group of individuals together to be both skilled individually and as a team. The tower fires involve multiple companies doing multiple tasks. The sequence of events is at times more important than the single event itself. Each part of this problem needs the firefighters working together to solve it. Critical thinking and problem solving are obviously very important attributes for a firefighter. We place a high value on education. As I said, we place a high value on education. We're graduating a class that possesses 22 associate's degrees, 12 bachelor degrees, and 2 master's degrees. It should be noted that both classes throughout the academy maintain identical class scores with averages of 93% overall. The level of cooperation and calibration between the two cadres of instructors was outstanding. With this, the recruits received extremely a well-delivered curriculum. Each small lesson, each small tool comes together at the end of the academy to build an effective team. The recruits can look back at their first small interior fires and see the progress that they've made. Job well done. From the very beginning, these classes developed cohesion, esprit de corps, and self-confidence. They were able to truly unite with a common goal of excellence. As they were tested in job-related high-stress situations encountering fatigue, fear, and exhaustion, they all rose to the occasion and overcame personal barriers and performed very well. Graduation.